Hello, and welcome to another edition of Between the T's, the knowledge sharing program from Texas Bank and Trust. I'm your host, Karen Partee. Today, we begin a three-part series on credit with a specific focus of looking at the lending needs of small business owners. We will begin discussing what potential borrowers may need to start the loan process, and also some misconceptions when they do. To help us unpack this topic, we have with us Senior Vice President and Commercial Lending Officer, Mr. James Sheridan. James, welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you on the show today.
Yes, well, I'm glad to be here.
Now, with your 26 years of experience in lending, I know you've seen a number of businesses and business owners come through there looking for their credit needs to be satisfied. You've range of businesses there. They may be coming to you for lending needs to expand their business, maybe expand their product line or replace aging equipment. But I know sometimes there may be a misunderstanding with that application process or even misconceptions. Can you kind of help us go through some of those that you have seen most often?
Oh, okay, sure. I think that anytime you begin the process, whether it's an expansion or if it's a new business, I think it's very important to do a little self-examination first. I think for the new business owner, the first thing you want to do is assure yourself that your credit's in good standing, right? Because obviously, although we look at the repayment ability of the business and the collateral, et cetera, we sort of start with the principal or the owner and with their credit. We want to make sure that that's in good shape. Number two, I think that from the standpoint of your personal debt, we will also look at the debt service of the business globally. So, it's not uncommon for someone to have a mortgage on their home, maybe a car loan, if there's two cars. Okay. Beyond that, you would probably certainly want to try to limit your other consumer debt like credit cards, or perhaps you have some sales financing you did on some furniture or whatever. So I think the first step is look at yourself, make sure your credit's up to par, make sure that your debt is reasonable and you're able to service that with some comfort to start with. And then last, you certainly want to have, in all cases, whether you're starting a business, expanding a business, or whatever, you want to have some savings buffer there. You want to have some, what I like to call dry powder. So that, just if you don't own a business, just in your personal life, if you hit a roadblock, a hiccup, or whatever, that you have that. So I think the first misconception is a lot of people probably don't do as good a job of that internal review before they look to expand the business. Okay. And then secondly, I think that going back to the savings account buffer or what have you, the bank is always going to expect people to inject some of their personal funds into the project. Okay. And so a lot of times people may have those first base steps established, but they may not have enough equity to inject in the project because we want our customers to have as much skin in the game as we do. Obviously, we have a larger proportionate amount, but we want them to have some injection in there as well. So kind of the first step is the self-examination of where we are financially, individually, and then have some equity to inject in the project. Those are typically the two things that I see a lot of people stub their toe on initially, or maybe aren't quite as prepared to start the process.